Hello and welcome back to Trivia Monkey. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of ancient Egypt with 20 amazing history facts. Which one captivates you the most? Share your top pick in the comments below. Let's get started. Did you know that honey never spoils? Honey that's over 3,000 years old was discovered in King Tutankhamen's tomb in 1922. It was still edible because honey can stay fresh because it has low water content and high acidity. This makes it hard for bacteria and microorganisms to grow. The world's oldest known board game was played in Egypt, the ancient game of Senet, dating back to around 3100 BC and is considered the world's oldest known board game. The game was believed to represent the journey of the soul through the afterlife. Did you know the Great Pyramid was covered in limestone originally? When the Great Pyramid of Giza was first completed, its external walls were featured a layer of polished white Tura limestone casing stones. These stones reflected the sun's rays. It is thought that they made the pyramid visible from space. However, over time, the outer casing eroded or was removed, revealing the inner core stones we see today. The eyes of Horus and Ra. The Eye of Horus is a symbol of protection, royal power, good health, regeneration, and healing. It's the left eye, the eye located on your right side if you view Horus from the front, and it's associated with the moon. The Eye of Ra represents power, protection, and sometimes destruction. It's the right eye, the eye located on your left side if you view Ra from the front, and it's associated with the sun. Did you know Egyptians invented the world's first prosthetic limb? The world's earliest known prosthetic limb was a toe crafted from leather and wood. This ancient Egyptian prosthesis, known as the Cairo toe, dates back approximately 3,000 years. Moldy bread was used for infected wounds. For thousands of years, the ancient Egyptians were already using moldy bread to treat infected wounds. As the bread aged, it developed mold that produced antibiotic chemicals capable of fighting off bacteria. Pharaohs always covered their hair. Pharaohs never let their hair be seen and always wore a headdress called a nemes. The nemes was a striped headcloth which covered the entire crown of the head, extended down the back of the neck, and had two large flaps. This headdress was a symbol of royal authority, ruler, and divine status. Hieroglyphics was a gift from god Thoth. Ancient Egyptians believed that the god Thoth gave them the gift of hieroglyphic writing. He was also the scribe of the underworld. The Rosetta Stone, crucial for deciphering hieroglyphics, was discovered in 1799 by French soldiers in Egypt. The last pharaoh was not of Egyptian bloodline. For more than 300 years, Cleopatra VII's family ruled Egypt. Cleopatra VII was born in Egypt, but had no Egyptian bloodline. Her family origins were Macedonian Greek. She is officially known as the last pharaoh of Egypt. Her son was killed before he could succeed her to the throne. The world's oldest known recipe for toothpaste. Found in a collection of papyrus documents, the ancient Egyptians created a form of toothpaste for perfect white teeth. You need crushed rock salt, mint, dried iris flowers, and pepper. According to the document, it will form a paste when in contact with the saliva of the mouth. Slaves coated in honey to keep flies away. Pharaoh Pepi II Neferkare insisted that his slaves cover themselves with honey and set them at distances around him. This way the flies would be attracted to the slaves and Pepi would have no annoying flies around him. Youngest pharaoh was 9 years old. King Tutankhamun became pharaoh at the age of 9 and died at around 18. He likely died from a broken leg, possibly whilst having malaria. Other assumptions were he was murdered. His tomb was discovered almost intact in 1922 by Howard Carter. Pharaohs were overweight due to high carb diet. Scientists found that pharaohs were usually unhealthy, overweight, and even had diabetes. This was because they ate lots of sugary foods, drank alcohol, and ate a lot of bread, which are all carbohydrates. Egyptians had more than 50 kinds of bread and 20 types of beer. A famous example is Queen Hatshepsut. Even though pictures show her as a thin person, historians think she was actually quite large. Symbolic ancient art. Ancient Egyptian art was vibrant and symbolic. The colors used had specific meanings. Red, life, vitality, and victory. Blue, sky, eternity, and divinity. Green, fertility and rebirth. Yellow and gold, sun and imperishability. Black, death and the fertile Nile soil. White, purity and light. Brown, earth and stability. The oldest stone building in the world. The Step Pyramid of Djoser, built around 2630 BC, is considered the oldest large-scale cut stone construction building in the world. It is also the first tomb in Egypt built entirely of stone. The Book of the Dead for navigating the afterlife. The Book of the Dead was a personalized guidebook for the deceased's journey through the afterlife. It contains spells, prayers, and instructions to navigate the underworld and into the afterlife. Chapter 125, Weighing of the Heart. The heart had to be lighter than the feather of Ma'at to ensure a successful passage into the afterlife. Protecting and preserving for the afterlife. The pharaoh's name was written inside an oval called a cartouche. This was believed to protect them from evil spirits in the afterlife. Mummification preserved the bodies for the afterlife, which could take up to 70 days. Ancient Egyptians used honey as a natural antibiotic and also for embalming the dead. Did you know there are possibly over 2,000 Egyptian gods or goddesses? There are more than 1,500 Egyptian deities known by name. However, some sources suggest that there were over 2,000 deities in the Egyptian pantheon. Eye makeup was not just for aesthetics. Both men and women wore makeup, which they believed gave them the protection of the gods Horus and Ra. These cosmetics were made by grinding malachite and galena or lead into a substance called kohl. In ancient times, lead was not known as a poison. But even with it present in kohl, the makeup gave the antibacterial protection and also may have reduced cataracts, blindness, and ocular scarring by way of activating an immune response and killing bad bacteria to prevent infections. The Heart Scarab Amulet. During mummification, a scarab beetle is placed over the heart. It is inscribed from the Book of the Dead and acts as a protective amulet. The heart was believed to be the seat of consciousness and morality, essential for judgment in the afterlife. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something new from this video. Let us know in the comments what was your favorite fact. Click on the subscribe button for more videos like this. If you have time, have a look at this next video. Enjoy and see you next time.